Last night on Jimmy Kimmel Live, things took an unexpected and intense turn when Johnny Depp looked Kimmel straight in the eye and said, "Say that again." Kimmel had just made a joke so offensive that ABC's legal team reportedly went into emergency meetings. But Depp didn't just fire back. He revealed something from Kimmel's own history that no one expected. What began as a regular interview to promote Depp's latest indie film ended up shedding light on why Kimmel's wife was seen leaving the studio in tears. From the moment Depp stepped into the Hollywood Boulevard studio, the atmosphere felt off. Having recently come off a series of legal victories, Depp was there to discuss his career comeback. But behind the scenes, Kimmel's team seemed to have other intentions. One of the writers was even overheard saying, "Let's remind everyone who he really is." So by the time the cameras began rolling, Depp could already sense the tension. Kimmel started with his usual monologue, cracking jokes at the expense of various celebrities. Meanwhile, Depp waited backstage, his signature rings catching the light. Kimmel finally called him out with forced excitement. "Please welcome back Johnny Depp." The crowd responded with real enthusiasm, but Kimmel's smile didn't match. "Johnny, interesting to see you back doing publicity again," Kimmel said, his tone already biting. "Good to be here, Jimmy," Depp replied calmly as he sat down. "Is it though?" Kimmel pressed. "Considering everything, the trials, the accusations, the audio clips?" Depp's eyes narrowed just a bit. "I thought we were here to talk about my new movie," he replied. "We are," Kimmel said. "But first, let's address the elephant in the room, or should I say, the monster." He smirked. The crowd went silent. Depp remained calm. "If you've got something to say, Jimmy, then say it," he said. "Fine," Kimmel replied. "You got your verdict, but we've all heard those recordings. We know what kind of man you are." Depp leaned forward slowly. "Say that again," he said, his voice low and sharp. "We know what kind of man," Kimmel began. "No," Depp interrupted. "Say exactly what kind of man you believe I am. Don't suggest, say it." The moment was heavy, but Kimmel didn't back down. "An abuser who walked free because he's famous," he said. The room gasped. Depp stayed composed. "You've just accused me of abuse, on live television, after a jury decided otherwise. That's called defamation," he said firmly. "Then sue me." Kimmel shrugged. "Maybe I will," Depp said coolly. "But before that, let's talk about what kind of man you are, Jimmy." The energy shifted instantly. Kimmel looked uncomfortable. "This isn't about me," Kimmel tried to argue. "Isn't it?" Depp replied. "You want to talk about private lives? Let's talk about yours. How many times have the cops been called to your house?" Kimmel's face strained. "That's personal," he said. "But mine isn't?" Depp shot back. Interesting double standard. He took out his phone. "I have something. A 2018 police report." Depp continued. "Domestic disturbance. Your house. Want me to read it?" Kimmel looked panicked. "You can't have that," he protested. "It's public record, Jimmy. Just like court transcripts." "Should I go on?" Depp asked. The audience was glued to every word. Security edged closer to the set, but Depp remained composed. "You see, the difference between us is simple," Depp said. "I fought my battle in court. You've hidden behind jokes and payoffs." Kimmel snapped back. "You're lying." Depp leaned in. "Say that again. Call me a liar. Right here, right now." Kimmel opened his mouth but said nothing. Depp wasn't done. "Your wife? Seen crying after therapy last week. Your kids? Don't come around. Your first marriage? Ended with a restraining order. And you think you get to judge me?" Depp asked, unwavering. "Stop," Kimmel begged. "Why should I?" Depp responded. "You didn't stop when you tried to ruin my name." The destruction wasn't emotional, it was surgical. But then Depp dropped something bigger. You know what your staff told me backstage? Depp continued. That you've been suspended twice. Inappropriate behavior. That ABC covered it up. There are NDAs. The studio gasped again. Some even booed Kimmel. Depp raised a hand to calm them. I'm not here to destroy you, Jimmy. I'm here to show you how it feels when someone uses your worst moments against you. He said. This is different. Kimmel muttered. How? Depp asked. Because you're the host? Because you think you're protected? He slowly stood up. Here's the truth. I've made mistakes. I faced them in court. I faced my accuser. What about you? Depp asked. I haven't been accused. Kimmel replied. Haven't you? Depp challenged. Say that again. Say you've never been accused. Kimmel stayed quiet. The trap was clear, but Depp pressed on. 3 female writers. 2 makeup artists. 1 intern. All with complaints. All paid off. Say that again, Jimmy. Say you're innocent. Depp demanded again. The studio was in chaos now. Crew members were signaling to cut, but it was too late. The moment had landed. Kimmel sat completely still, visibly shaken. I'm done with this show, Depp declared, standing tall. But before walking off, he turned toward the audience. Let me leave you with something, he said. He looked straight into the camera. What you just saw is what happens when someone living in a glass house decides to throw stones. Jimmy Kimmel has spent years tearing people down while hiding his own problems. Depp continued. Kimmel, barely holding it together, whispered, You're ruining me. Depp shook his head. No, Jimmy. You ruined yourself. I just stopped letting you make me your target. Then, surprisingly, Depp showed a bit of compassion. Get help, Jimmy. Face your issues instead of aiming them at others. I did. It saved my life, he added quietly. As he walked toward the exit, Depp paused once more. Oh, and Jimmy, my movie comes out Friday. It's about redemption. Maybe you should watch it. You might learn something. He walked off stage to a loud and emotional standing ovation, the audience clapping and cheering as Kimmel sat alone, broken. But the real shock was still to come. We'll be right back, Kimmel mumbled, though his voice was faint and empty. Just minutes after the confrontation, the phrase, Say that again, Kimmel, was trending around the world. Video clips spread instantly across the internet. But it wasn't just the viral moment that hurt. What followed would change everything. ABC quickly launched an internal investigation. The women Depp had mentioned backstage, those with NDAs, came forward. Their non-disclosure agreements were voided due to Depp's public statement. The details they shared were serious. That same night, Kimmel's wife filed for separation. His team admitted that she'd been planning it for months, but the live embarrassment pushed her to finally act. Within 2 days, ABC suspended Kimmel while they looked deeper into the claims. High-profile guests canceled. Sponsors pulled ads. The show that had survived scandal after scandal was now facing a full collapse. Meanwhile, Depp's film opened to massive success. Audiences everywhere rallied behind him, especially after the way he handled that intense moment. His calm, thoughtful approach to taking on a powerful host struck a chord with people across all walks of life. But more importantly, something bigger had changed in show business. That night marked a turning point in how celebrity interviews were done. For too long, some hosts had used their platforms to embarrass guests for ratings. Depp had proven that guests could fight back, with facts. And that they didn't have to be passive targets. A few weeks later, Kimmel quietly entered rehab. Officially, it was for exhaustion and personal issues. But insiders knew the truth. It was mandatory anger management and therapy. The whole incident came to be known in media circles as the Depp destruction. It was taught in journalism and entertainment schools as the perfect example of flipping an ambush interview. Depp's calm, focused preparation turned the tables, exposing how hosts often crossed the line. But more than that, the moment highlighted something deeper. Real survival doesn't end in court. It's about how you hold your head up when people try to tear you down. It's about facing false claims with grace, and forcing those making them to either own their words or walk them back. Say that again. Stopped being just a phrase. It became a challenge. A demand for accountability. For truth. Kimmel's show never found its old rhythm again. When he returned months later, he was different, quieter, more reserved, even nervous. The man who once mocked others without a second thought now seemed afraid of saying the wrong thing. The one who made a living out of jokes had become the punchline. Years later, when asked about the moment, Depp reflected, "I didn't walk in planning to destroy him. I was there to promote a movie. But when he came at me, I just held up a mirror. And he destroyed himself with his own reflection," Depp said. That final image, the empty chair Depp left behind, told the whole story. Because sometimes, the best defense isn't arguing. It's staying calm. It's making your attacker repeat their own words, until even they realize the damage they've done.